A few years ago, I hit rock bottom. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. I felt powerless. I felt that anything that I had worked for, it was basically purposeless. So I felt drained and exhausted in my life, and I felt that everything that I was doing, like it was for nothing. Until I understood that there was a turning point and a raising point in my life. I knew that I needed to search for something more, like a deeper strength in my life. And I understood that what could be a good answer was, other than faith, of course, resilience. Resilience can be your best friend if you know how to develop resilience day after day. Resilience becomes something that you can live with in your everyday life. It's not something that you burn with. So today, I'm going to share with you not only the most crucial steps that you can take from tomorrow in order to search your resilience and to build your resilience journey, but also what is resilience and why it matters and what are the benefits that you can get from tomorrow in building your personal resilient journey. But what is resilience? Everyone talks about you need resilience. A lot of motivational and life coaches are talking about you need this, you need to develop resilience. This is very important for your life. But just a few of them say what is resilience in reality and all the benefits that you can get when you build resilience in your life through practical examples. Or, for example, steps that you can implement from tomorrow in order to build your resilience. So resilience, just very simple definition, is the ability of adapting to challenges, for example, problems in your life that you are facing, in order to grow not only as a person, but growing in your cognitive and emotional mental behavior. Resilience, it's a kind of like muscle that you have in your brain, so an additional compartment that you have in your brain that you can switch on when you're facing challenges or struggles, and that can really help you to see situations from different perspectives in order to embrace the challenge in a very constructive way for your life. So why it matters? What are the benefits that you get in building your personal resilience pathway, your personal resilient journey? So first of all, you can really protect your mental health. We live in a very fast, dynamic society where everything happens so fast, so quickly. And with that, there could happen like a lot of challenges and opportunities, you want to call like in a better way, challenges and struggles and problems that we need to adapt to. So protecting our mental health through resilience can be definitely a winning factor for your life from tomorrow. React to changes and challenges in a faster and more dynamic way so that you can really embrace a positive cognitive and emotional response to those situations that can happen out of your control, things that you can't control in your life. And of course, it's going to also to boost your self-confidence. When you feel that you're having the right purposeful and positive behavior towards challenges and problems, you feel more confident about your skills, personal and professional skills, to respond to situations. You feel more powerful about your behavior in general. A practical example can be, for example, when an athlete is recovering from an injury. So there are two options for the athlete. He can give up or just, abandon himself to the situation that he got an injury and he will probably never reach that goal, that dream that he wanted to achieve in his career. Or he can adapt the routine, adapt the situation, and so, for example, the training, in order to face the challenge and transform the challenge in something that is an opportunity. But also sometimes we can't really towards a challenge into an opportunity, but we can smooth our journey over that challenge in order to recover and then get back to our usual routine. So for the athlete, changing his training and how he adapts to the routine every day, changes his routine to the everyday life while he's facing the challenge of the injury is definitely the right move. And it's definitely what you should do with the resilience in your hand, in your mind, to adapt to the challenge. And then go back as soon as the injury is recovered to the routine that was the winning routine before you injure yourself. This is a very practical example, and it's something that you can adapt in your career. So even as per the athlete, even in your everyday life, in your career, in your professional environment, in your personal life, when something happens, you just need to smooth and adapt your routine, your behavior, which is the training for the athlete, to the situation in order to co-live with the challenge that you can control, with the problem, until the challenge is overcome and it's resolved. Remember, there are things that we can't control in our life, and there is a lot of discipline and science behind why we should sometimes just accept things that we can't control and learn how to co-live with them in a way that is very constructive and positive for ourselves, from a mental but also physical perspective. So, here as promised, the successful steps that I took in my life in order to build my resilience and to approach challenges and struggles, problems with the right behavior from a cognitive and emotional perspective that really shift my response in a very winning response during my life. And I faced challenges that were very, very bad. If we want to think about health challenges or career professional challenges that really put me down and were destroying me, until I switched that behavior into something that was very resilient and positive. So the first step is to reframe challenge into an opportunity. I know that it's difficult, it sounds sometimes a little bit stupid, but reframing the word challenge into equal opportunity mentally, it's so important. Like in your mind, you need to close your eyes and envision challenge equal to opportunity. It's so important because it really gives to your cognitive and neurological context a different type of approach. So very important, try to see that thing not something as you failed in. I failed at this project, I disappointed that person, my manager wasn't happy about that, but see as something like, okay, I learned something more in this situation and from tomorrow this won't happen again. I want to talk about for this step also to an adjacent topic that's very important, and I will probably record another video in the future about please don't marry perfectionism in your life. Perfectionism is something that really can destroy your self-esteem, your dreams, your goals, and your objectives. We are not perfect, no one is perfect, and everyone do mistakes. So we do mistakes every day in our life, and it's so normal that we need to embrace mistakes in a very positive and winning context. Mistakes is equal to becoming a winning person. So this is the first step for you. Let's see the second step. Second step, build a winning networking around you. Having the right people around you is so essential. It's very important that you surround yourself in a professional and personal environment with the right people. Right people, we mean people that are having like the right cognitive and emotional behavior and attitude with you and with all the contexts that surround you every day. So having people that are negative, that constantly complain about everything around them, even sometimes where it's very hard, like to see an issue in that situation, they keep complaining because their attitude is to complain and to get the frustration released. It's not healthy for you. So try to minimize those persons. Whenever you can't really avoid those persons, try to minimize them in cutting the discussion with introducing another topic, another argument for that situation, or changing the topic you're talking about in that moment, or saying something positive, just like a very positive sentence about something different, so that the person can slightly understand that you are not within that mood, you don't want to be in that mood, and eventually they will stop complaining with you every day about everything around yourself. So it's also very important that you capture and identify the right people that are positive people that can really help you to boost their confidence and their resilience during tough moments during our journey. Step 3. Very important for the step 3 is practicing self-care. Self-care is about loving ourselves. We can't really build self-resilience or resilience in general in situations and contexts if we don't first love ourselves, because resilience comes from a place where it's assumed that we love ourselves. We want the best for ourselves and our situation. When you live in a self-denying world, in a self-denying context, mental situation, or where we basically adapt with a self-denying behavior every day in our life, this really brings you to avoid and to destroy any self-resilient stuff that you're gonna get, because self-denying is something that go against basically to resilience and positive behavior that we can get in our life. So loving ourselves is something that starts with small daily tasks. For example, eating well. You're gonna have 2 cheat meals or 2 cheat days when you should plan during your week, but then the other 5 days are going to be healthy days where you say, I know that I want that pizza, that hamburger or everything, but I'm gonna opt for the healthy lifestyle, healthy nutrition, because I love myself. I know it's good for me. Or for example, just do some 3 times per week, 20 minutes gym at home. It could be like just ABS or just like some cardio at home. It can be just a home exercise, as I do, for example. This 20 minutes 2-3 times per week that you steal from your routine with kids, work, family, or anything else can be so healthy for yourself, and after you finish them you will feel so self-empowered and self-confident that you did it, you made it, you took the time from your very busy routine to love yourself. So it's gonna be like a very winning cycle when you empower and self-motivate yourself and you build self-confidence and so self-resilient. Step 4. Build your self-resilience journey, your resilience journey through small steps. Please don't start tomorrow with big achievements, big steps that are basically unachievable if you are starting tomorrow. With this new attitude, new mental and cognitive and emotional response to situation. Build small steps that can start from daily situation with your kids, with your family. And when you have trained small steps in your safe environment, which is family environment, so with people that you love and that love you, you are then ready to bring it to the external environment where situation can be tougher. So when you train yourself in the safe environment, you feel better and you feel self-confident, and you train yourself in an environment that is slightly easy. These small steps can be, for example, building the healthy routine that I was talking about before, so getting those 10 minutes, or when you have an issue with your kid or with your husband or wife, try to practice a self-resilience with that challenge, which is equal to opportunity. So small steps are always winning in all the situations when it comes for life coaching, neuroscience coaching, and behavioral coaching. So these were the 4 steps that I use in my life in order to build a very strong resilience attitude from a cognitive and emotional perspective, and what made me very successful in situations that sometimes people still today tell me, how did you manage to really get out of that situation in such a successful way and winning way? I wasn't born with, we don't burn with resilience, guys. We don't burn with self-confidence. It's something that you need to build every day, day after day, step after step. And it's not easy, I'm not gonna lie. It's not something that anyone gifts you with. It's something that you need to build with, mindfulness, with spiritual connection, with a lot of work and practice that you put in your everyday life. Don't worry if you're gonna do mistakes, if you are going to fail, if you're going to get back to the self-denying and not very resilient behavior sometimes. It's again like falling and rising again, and every day will be less and less falling and rising again. It will be less mistakes and more winning situation. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel and watch my next video. Bye.